Hey everybody, welcome to Unscripted Access, episode number 120. I am your host for this week's episode, Anthony Ta, joined by Sir John Macaluso.
What's up, guys?
Sweet. So Nick's been really busy with work, and Bronson has been really busy with work. So that just leaves me and John here. And Bremen's busy with work.
Yeah,
and Tori and Stephanie are busy with school. So it's just the two of us tonight. But yeah, I'm still kind of new to this hosting thing. I probably hosted maybe only 2 or 3 times ever before this. But so might as well get some stuff out of the way. So hey John, how's your new PC working out?
My new PC is awesome, and I really hate to say it because I like being right, but all of you guys, all of you master racers out there were right. Every single multi-plat game I want to buy on my PC now.
Cool.
As for why, I have no idea. It's not like it doesn't look much better than the PlayStation 3 or Xbox. But I don't know, maybe it's the convenience of PS4, thanks. Maybe it's the convenience of having everything all in one place, but I'm not really sure. But obviously I'm loving it. So thanks everyone who told me I would love it, because there were a lot of people that did.
Freaking, I was surprised. It's like you are in love with the thing. And it's not like you just like it, but judging from the text, it's like you freaking love the thing.
Yeah, the only time I have touched my consoles has been to do reviews. And lately I did one review on the PlayStation 4, one on the PlayStation 3, one on the Vita, and other than that, I've spent my entire life on the computer.
Cool. Do you use your computer for other things, or is just to this point just games?
So far, it's just been pretty much games. I'm trying to think of maybe if I used it for anything else. I think I used it for one homework assignment. But I think other than that, it has been pretty much just a gaming PC.
Yeah, there was a comment on that video that video of me building your system. There was a comment that said, that system is only maybe 20 or 30% faster than a PS4, but is twice the cost. Why would you want to build it? Why would you want to go PC when you're only getting a 30% improvement at twice the cost? And and one of the things that Bronson and I just said was well, when you look at it, for one thing, on a PC end, it's upgradable in a way. In addition, with a PC, you can do just about anything you want on it. You can use it to store your music. You can do it to store your videos. It might be your editing machine one day.
That's what we're going for, kind of.
Yeah. My computer, my desktop computer, I dumped maybe, at this point, I think $1,200 or $1,300 into it. And the only thing that I really don't like about it is the amount of noise it makes when I play games. Fans get very loud. But here's the thing. I use my computers... I don't actually game that much on my computer. I mean, I just play Final Fantasy XIV and the occasional game on Steam, but that's it. But I use this thing as my editing machine. I use it as my, I do everything on it. I store my music on it. I edit on it. I make videos on it. I do our podcast on it. I do a lot of stuff on it. I say more than play games on it, but yeah. So, I think one of the reasons why you like your computer so much is Steam. Cheap games. Here's the thing. Yeah, you're paying twice the cost of a PS4, but you think about it. Steam sales.
So I was actually just looking at a Steam sale, and The Witcher 3 is on pre-order for $47.99 right now. Now, I was telling my girlfriend just recently that, in my opinion, the master race is the master race, not only because of the graphics capabilities and stuff like that, but because of all the cheap prices you can get all of these amazing games for. I mean, I just got The Witcher and The Witcher 2 for, well, not just, but I got them for, $5. I was telling you and Bronson about that. So, I mean,
here's the thing.
It is the poor man's system, really.
I mean, it's just something that kind of goes in the back of your head, is that yeah, I look at it, it's just like, well, the PS4 is half the cost of John's system. And I'm like, yes, but does PS4 sell you... Will PS4 sell you the Order 1886 for $8 this summer? Will they do that? Because Steam can. I'm not joking. Back when Skyrim was still hot and on the craze, the summer after it came out was already half off. It's crazy. But yeah, the initial cost will bite you, but if you keep that system the same and you don't get crazy upgrading it like Nick is, Steam sales, you can get lots of awesome stuff. And also Steam, and also like on PC, like anybody can make a game on PC. You don't have to like dump things off. Yeah, obviously there's some danger to viruses and everything, but you can make anything on PC. So cool. Glad you're liking the system, John.
I'm also very happy.
I also hope it will bring you many, many smiles in the months to come.
Oh, it will.
Mine needs a new video card, but yeah. So that's John's PC. Very satisfied. So, but we're not going to talk too much about PCs because, well, we're going to do that in the raid. Hopefully we didn't lose too much of our viewer base. All right, so into the news. Okay, John, are you familiar with the NVIDIA Shield? Their little portable gaming system thing.
Yeah, I am.
Okay,
it's like a streaming device almost that you can use it like a portable system, right?
Yeah, I mean, like one of the things they advertised is to be like a big storage system. I like it was announced at CES 2013 and it won like a huge number of awards, but to be honest, it was basically a really high-end Android device that played games that already came out elsewhere. And one of the things they pitched was NVIDIA Grid, which is their game streaming service. Yeah, so there's that Shield. Well, now they have actually announced a Android TV console. A Shield, like an NVIDIA Shield that's basically an Android console for your TV. And yeah, and they said the same thing. It's like, look, you can have a console gaming experience and you can connect to the NVIDIA Grid for the world's latest games. Personally, I don't know if this is a good idea because I don't know how expensive this thing is, but if you're just buying it to NVIDIA Grid your games, you could probably buy an old computer and it might do the same thing. Like, John, your PC, it could probably run on NVIDIA Grid just fine. Because, well, it's got NVIDIA bits in there to do it.
So, the NVIDIA Grid is the new thing.
NVIDIA Grid is their cloud gaming service.
Okay,
Yes.
and then the Shield is
Their gaming console line.
Okay.
It started out as a portable system, a portable Android system that was very high-end, but now they're expanding it to be an Android TV console.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know how this is going to do because, you know, like I said, they kept going with Grid. Because let's be honest here. It's an Android device, and some of the games that they listed on here to, like, hype up the system is kind of a little funny. I'll just take a quote out of their press release on their website. Powered by Android TV, Shield grants you access to hundreds of amazing controller-enabled games from Google Play, such as Half-Life 2. Oh, so an old PC game from a long time ago. Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars. Oh, a game that originally started its life on the original DS. Okay. And Skylanders Trap Team. I don't know what that is. It's Skylanders. So yeah, that's not exactly flaming stuff.
I have to say that your announcer voice was phenomenal.
Thank you. Thank you.
And so how much is this thing going for?
It's gonna go for $200. And it's coming out in May of this year. May 2015. It's coming out for $200. I don't know if I really want to pay $200 for an Android TV device that the only significant game it can really play stuff off the NVIDIA Grid, and whatever stuff it can play on Android on its own is just stuff from Google Play that your smartphone could already do. It's I mean, they listed more games on here to try and get you stoked for their system. Like they say that they enlisted the services of Crytek, id Software, and some other company names, to develop Android versions of Crysis 3. Okay. Doom 3 BFG Edition. Borderlands the pre-sequel. That's on 360. War Thunder, Resident Evil 5. Resident Evil 5 a long time ago. And Revengeance, also a long time ago. Also, the games they're listing here doesn't sound exactly very awesome.
I think it's worth keeping an eye on. As for actually buying it, people who want to buy it should probably just buy a 3DS instead.
Buy a 3DS? I honestly dare say a Vita is a better idea.
Like, Anthony!
I mean, at this point, I look at this thing, it's like, it almost, like, I know this is a bit of a cruel early assessment, but the Shield to me has always kind of felt like a glorified Android device with a controller. That's what the Shield kind of felt like, and that's probably what everyone felt the same about, because it runs on Android, okay, it can access Google Play, okay, but so can all the other smartphones out there. And I understand Shield is very high-end, but what makes it any better than, say, I mean, the PS4 can play lots of multi-plats and Sony exclusives, and the Xbox One can play all the Xbox One exclusives and multi-plats. So what does the Shield have? Like, that's the thing I always look at. It's like, man, this thing is an amazing technological device, but, you know, as a piece of tech, it's pretty cool. But yeah, you're marketing it as a game device, and you keep saying, oh, it can stream from your PC, but do I really want to pay $200 for a PC streaming device?
Yeah, I mean, as far as the Shield is concerned, I think you nailed it right on the head with the Vita. I mean, the Vita can do that same thing with the PlayStation 4.
At least in the case of the Vita, it has like it's a favorite for indies. Indies like the PlayStation Vita, from what I'm told. Definitely. So the Vita has a purpose, even though, you know, it's pretty much almost dead at this point. In my view.
Indies and PlayStation 1 classics. That's how you do it with the Vita.
Yeah, and freaking the Vita to me, at least the Vita to me has always kind of like been a little curiosity. Like, if that thing is cheap enough and they somehow decided they're going to quit selling it and retailers have to get rid of it somehow, yeah, I might buy a Vita to replace my iPod Touch. It's an amazing curiosity. And you know what? It's kind of awesome if you could use your PS4 in bed.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, freaking gaming like that. The Wii U gamepad does that, but the gamepad's pretty bulky, so I don't do it too often. But yeah, Shield, I don't know what to think about Shield. I mean, obviously NVIDIA has the ability to do this, and even if they lose money, it's not the worst thing in the world, because NVIDIA makes so much money off their graphics cards and professional business and whatever they do over there, the Quadro or whatever it is. But yeah, so hey, this press release has some more marketing bullshit on it. Oh man, I'm not joking. They're like trying to take some stabs at the frickin' game consoles, and I'm just laughing at this. Powered by a 256 core Maxwell architecture NVIDIA Tegra X1 processor. Okay. 256 core. Obviously, the Xbox One and the PS4 are both 8 cores on their processors, and NVIDIA's like, we've got 256. I'm just sitting here, I'm like, that's just a bunch of marketing bullshit. Like, I remember when Microsoft came out and said that their system would contain, like, what did they say, 1.4 billion transistors. I made a joke where they were counting everything, including the little circuits in the CD drive. They just like made some number to make it seem remotely competitive to PlayStation 4 at the time. It just seemed hilarious. 256 core. Actually, that's probably the graphics card. Yeah, well, guess what? How many cores my computer has? It probably has 192. But no, that's just a bunch of mini little cores on the graphics card. My real CPU only has 4. So, I don't know. I just feel like it's marketing bullshit. Yeah, you have 256, but you're just kind of playing it out there like, this thing is better than a PS4. It's got 256 cores. It's like the 90s when they said, this is Atari Jaguar. I don't know if you know what an Atari Jaguar is, John, but in the early 90s when Nintendo and Sega were kind of roaming the land and Sony was trying to build a PlayStation, The Atari Jaguar told people to do the math because it's got superior 64-bit processing because more bits better, right? Do the math.
marketing.
Do the math. And the Jaguar's terrible because nobody could like program on the damn thing or something. Also, other marketing things. Games, movies, music, and apps can be accessed and enjoyed in instant up to 4K on your big screen TV. Okay. Simply launch them with Google's super accurate, near instantaneous voice search, or use the included console quality Shield controller.
So define console quality.
It literally basically looks like it looks like half a PS4 and half an Xbox One controller mixed together. It looks like an Xbox One controller, but the D-pad and the left analog stick switch places, and it looks fatter. It's basically a wireless controller.
See, I'm looking this thing up real quick.
Yeah, it's on the GeForce website. Just go to geforce.com. Let's see. 7.1 surround sound, HDMI, USB 3.0, 2 ports of them. Micro USB, SD slot for up to 120 gigabytes, IR receiver, yada 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 yada.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing, like I said, something to keep an eye on, I suppose.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, all of these companies are going into the console market. I know we've got like the Valve Steam Box as well.
Yeah, I think the Steam Box at least has the Steam Box. I think has a much better selling point because Steam OS is free, and the limitation to using Steam OS is it uses Linux, and well, you kind of have to make your game run on Linux for it to run on Steam OS, which is the hard part. And let me tell you, how many people out there use Linux? That's like 2 or 3% of all computers out there. Like, yeah, you talk about how nobody really uses a Mac desktop computer. You should really look at Linux. Nobody really uses Linux, except for academia and servers. Servers love Linux for sure, but as far as regular desktop use, yeah, it's like 3% or something. So anyways, that's the Shield, the world's first Android TV console, they say. I feel like I'm just reading a lot of marketing fluff right now. This is just brain rot.
Just spew out the most amount of crap that you can, and then
just stretch
we can convince people.
Convince people that this thing belongs to sit on plugged up to the same TV as your PlayStation or gaming PC. Like, try and sell Nick on this. Good luck. Anyways, so that's the Shield. It's gonna be pretty interesting. So hey, got some news for the PlayStation 4. So PS4 update 2.5 is gonna happen sometime this month or early next month, whenever they put out with it, and it's got this really huge feature that's going to be a big deal. It's called Suspend Resume. You're aware of that?
Yeah, so it looks kind of interesting. I know a lot of people don't keep their PlayStation on sleep, but when you put your, or I'm sorry, it's actually called rest mode. When you put your PlayStation 4 on rest mode in the middle of an app, it will suspend it, and when you turn your PlayStation 4 back on, it will resume at the same exact point that you suspended it on, essentially.
It's like with your phone. You quit out of an app on your phone, it doesn't actually close the app 100%. It actually just puts it in the background. And then when you come back to your app, hey, it's exactly where you left it off. It's just like a phone. Personally, for me, I think this is pretty awesome because that means that I don't have to go through the Grand Theft Auto 5 loading screen every time I want to play it. Because that game takes a while to load.
Yeah, no, I understand how it could be pretty cool. I mean, the Xbox does it. The Xbox One.
It already does it?
Yeah, it at least, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does. The way it works though is that when you return, it has like an app running. It's more similar to, kind of hard to explain now that I think about it, but uh, essentially, yeah, it does that same thing. So, but
Cool.
the
Cool.
yeah, I never play my Xbox anymore. So for the PlayStation, it'll be kind of a cool thing.
Yeah. Like for games that take forever to load up when you boot up the first time, I think it's a great idea. Like Grand Theft Auto 5, yeah, I don't have to like freaking sit and wait. Honestly, I don't. I think it's a small improvement. It's probably not as hyped up as they make it to be, because well, my games don't take that long to load. But hey, it's kind of cool. Other small updates: share play and remote play will support 60 frames per second. So whenever you play on a Vita, I think it goes 60 frames now instead of 30.
Yeah, I'm gonna test that out when it happens. So we'll have to take them for their word for now.
Cool. Other news for this update: Facebook friend search. Hey, you ever wondered who on your 1,200 member friend list has a PlayStation 4 account? Well, if you link your Facebook with PS4, you can now find out who has a PlayStation account. Search for Facebook friends who are PlayStation Network members and build a foundation of friends you already have on your list. Yep, you can now find out who on your 1,200 people friend list. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That kind of seems a little weird to me.
I mean, yeah, if you ever wanted to find that high school, yeah, well, I just imagine how interesting it's going to be that you freaking use the Facebook search and you're like, hey, there's that cute girl from high school and she has a PlayStation account. Invite. Kind of happened, right?
Yeah, it does. See that, and that's what I'm thinking. Like, what the people who don't have your PSN are people who aren't really really good friends, I guess. I mean, I guess I could see a benefit to it happening. Like, a longtime friend, never had a Facebook, they get a Facebook, and all of a sudden you find out that they have a PlayStation 4, and you're like, oh, that's pretty sweet. But in that case, instead of just sending them a friend invite, I would just text them and be like, hey, I'm going to add you.
Yeah, instead of just like one that comes out of the blue.
Yeah.
I imagine there would be privacy settings if you didn't want your PSN name to poof up on this whole Facebook feature. I mean, they have to, right? I mean, if you have like 1,200 people on your friend list, how many unwanted invites are you probably gonna get from complete strangers you haven't seen in 5 years?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. But anyways, for those who are curious who on Facebook actually has a PSN account, well, there you go. For people who have some disabilities, new stuff: text to speech, enlarged text, bolder fonts, higher contrast UI, zoom for displayed pictures, inverted colors on screen, and more. So if you got a disability, it now will be somewhat easier for you to do PlayStation. Users will also be able to reassign buttons for DualShock 4. So
that one's pretty interesting. I mean, I don't need to adjust any of the buttons, but
yeah, the article I'm reading says it's for It's for people with limited manual dexterity or limited reach and strength to play.
Okay.
So making it more accessible to the disabled. Trophy improvements. So in this update, a screenshot will automatically be captured the moment you get a trophy. So if you pull off like the greatest stunt ever, like you somehow say in the next Batman game, you do a Predator challenge in less than 15 seconds and you get a trophy for it, you can share it.
Oh my god, I think that's awesome.
Yeah,
I must have missed that when I was reading about it.
Share your achievements. I mean, not Xbox One achievements, but like share your success. Let's see. They're going to be having more sorting options and the ability to remove games from your trophy list that have 0% completion.
Okay, that's
which is cool, great because man, there's some junk on there I don't want on my trophy list.
Yeah, same here.
For those who want to use a inferior video service, you can now share video clip. Well, you will be able to share video clips to Dailymotion.
Yeah, I thought that was a little random.
Dailymotion, I think, is like the second largest video site in the world after YouTube. There's YouTube, and then there's everyone else, and Dailymotion leads everyone else.
Oh, okay.
It's like the Denver Broncos during that NFL season from 2 years ago. There's like in points per game, there's the Denver Broncos, and then there's everyone else, and the Chicago Bears led everyone else. Because the gap between number 1 and number 2 was pretty crazy.
Yeah, makes sense.
So in this case, there's YouTube, and then there's everyone else.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're trying to get more exposure off your videos, that makes sense too.
Yeah. Okay, so PlayStation 2.5 update. Pretty awesome. So, John, you have Grand Theft Auto 5 on PS4, correct?
I do, yeah.
Bremen has Grand Theft Auto 5 on PS4. I think Nick has Grand Theft Auto 5 on PS4. And I recently got Grand Theft Auto 5 on PS4 and transferred my character from my PS3. Granted, he's only like level 14. So, didn't get that far online at all. Now, wouldn't it be awesome if the four of us got together and planned a robbery at a bank in Los Santos?
We need to do this.
Heists are now in Grand Theft Auto Online.
Yes, this needs to happen.
This does need to happen, yeah. So this past Tuesday, Grand Theft Auto 5 got like this gigantic 5 gigabyte patch that now gives people finally the ability to do heists in GTA Online.
Yeah.
Cool.
Bremen and I have been waiting for this for a while.
I'm surprised they didn't put it at the start because I'm like, this is what makes GTA Online cool. I remember when GTA Online came out, I'm just driving around, racing people and doing deathmatch, and that's it. It just kind of felt light, in my opinion. And I was just like, where are the heists? And it's like, oh, here's money. You can buy a house now. I'm like, but what's the point of owning a house if no one's going to use it? And no one I know is really playing GTA Online because there isn't really much to do. Well, there are heists now. In addition to more free roam activities. For example, you can be on a mission to destroy vehicles. You can be on a mission to distract the police. Take down. Okay, I think I read that wrong. More awards, more trophies, new cars. What car are we going to use for the heist, John?
Well, I would suggest my truck because it is a big 4-door tank.
Okay, so who's the getaway driver of your truck?
It would probably be the owner of the truck.
I mean, I'm just like, dude, I hope your driving skills are good, pal, because if you screw her up, we're all dead. This is better than Bremen getting shot dead in the bank. This is all of us gonna die.
My driving skills have got us out of several messes before. And when I say us, I mean Bremen and his brother Denmark. We played a lot. We haven't played in a while since the release of Monster Hunter. But yeah, I trust my driving abilities. I guess if you want me to, I could try out.
You probably could, because normally I'm the wheelman of stuff, but the thing I'm just sitting here, I'm like, well, I drive a car that doesn't look impressive in any way whatsoever, but it does blend in with traffic. Because let's be honest, when you're running from the police, I'm pretty sure they could very easily get a description on your vehicle. Giant pickup truck with monster wheels on it.
This is true.
In real life,
gigantic.
In real life, there are lots of these vehicles that match that description. Basically lifted trucks. There are lots of them out in real life. In the game, I don't see them, so I'm like, vehicle description, But you never know. We might have to go off-road one day, and we probably will need it.
Yeah, we'll figure it out, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh man, I wonder what heists there are. I mean, it has to be more than just the bank, obviously.
I read something on a heist, but I can't remember what it is. I'm pretty sure it was a heist to like steal a carrier, like
Oh,
an
okay.
airplane carrier, and
Oh,
it
okay.
seemed awesome because apparently the other teammates had to get on into jets to protect you and stuff like that. Something like that.
Cool. Cool. But man, seriously, I have Grand Theft Auto 5 online now. Freaking, this is gonna be my third playthrough of GTA 5. So basically, the only really big thing I have left to keep going forward with it is GTA Online. And now that freaking I have it, and you have it, and Bremen has it, and I think Nick has it, dude, we should do Heist sometimes. Stream it. We'll stream it.
Yeah, no,
Great.
that's exactly what I was thinking. That'd be awesome.
Team TGA goes out to rob a bank and blunder up because we are so pro at this, guys. So pro. Yeah, I'm like a level 14 noob, and I don't even have that impressive a car.
That's all right. You can drive mine, Andy.
No, you carry about. No, I wouldn't want to. No, I'll just complain about it the whole time, and then you just boot me off the driver's seat.
Well, I'll have you know that I have already notified Bremen that you have Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, we should totally do it. We should totally stream it. I would be stoked to do it with you guys on like the next Saturday after this one.
Yeah, for sure.
Like we'll totally do it again. We'll just like freaking we could do 60-minute access on it. Just like 60-minute access live with Grand Theft Auto Online Heists.
Oh, that's
we're just gonna
really
hype
idea.
it up and then blunder on camera and then just deflate everyone's deflate everyone's excitement. It's gonna be like the Destiny of TGA.
And then
Destiny the game.
And then Bronson will be upset that he got rid of it.
Oh.
That's
well, he
fantastic.
can miss out then. Yeah, well, we'll just be the cool guys, just chilling out and pick up while we make lots of money. Living large, buying lots of cars, buy boat. Yeah, living in fancy condos. Buy boats, buy cars, go to nightclubs.
Choppers, yeah, go to nightclubs.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say which.
We'll leave that to the viewers' or listeners' imagination.
Yeah, go ahead and take that out of context, viewers. Not my fault if you do. Or listeners, I should say.
It's alright, I did the same thing.
But yeah, totally. Freaking, we'll do that sometime. Okay, so that kind of concludes all the major news that I could find in a really quick search. I'm going to do another look. But, oh hey, Uncharted 4. Bad
delayed.
News. It is delayed until next year. Oh. That disappointment really hurts.
Well, here is the good news. Naughty Dog came out and said that the game was delayed because they were more ambitious with the project than they originally thought, which coming from Naughty Dog is a really, really good thing.
Oh, yeah. Every time a game gets delayed, especially when it's from a studio like Naughty Dog or Nintendo, like Shigeru Miyamoto said, like a delayed game is like temporary, but a bad game is forever. It's better to take games. I mean, freaking Dragon Age Inquisition. I just sometimes feel like if they sat down and took another 3 months with it, it could have been better, much better than what it is now. Not from a story wise, because let's be honest here, for you to rewrite a story, you have to redo just about everything if you change the story too much. But from a tech viewpoint, they probably could have made the gameplay more interesting. They could have fixed a gazillion bugs with it. Probably would have been a better game if they delayed it just a little longer, but it had to make the holiday season. So it had to come out. I don't know. So there's that. But yeah, Uncharted 4 is not happening this year. Oh. But we got Metal Gear 5. But we got Metal Gear 5.
Exciting.
If they delayed that, it would be, oh man, that's gonna hurt. But spring 2060, that's going to be good because at least it's not like fighting for the holiday season and attention. But it's Naughty Dog. I don't think they really need to fight for attention.
Yeah, not at all.
The freaking Naughty Dog is like up there, almost up there with Nintendo when it comes to like flagship games. So that's news I didn't expect, but poofed up. Okay, so what do I need to look for? So, racing car fans who probably need another racing game for their PS4 or Xbox One. Project Cars is like the next thing on the racing simulator or racing game thingy. Well, bad news. It's also getting delayed. Again. It was supposed to come out in March, and then it got put into early April, and now they're saying mid-May. They didn't say where in mid-May. They just said mid-May. And the quote from one of the guys is, it is 99.9% done. It's that the 0.1% left that's hard. So...
And this is the third time it's been delayed, right?
Yeah, it's the third time it's delayed. I really don't... Yeah, it's like, to me, it's like... Yeah, it's delayed. Okay, they're working on it. They say it's 99.9% done. They want to get that 0.1%. And, okay, yeah, alright. Considering the number of games that could have probably needed that 1.1%, but they had to make the November window, so they don't get that 0.1% done. It comes out all buggy. You know, Master Chief Collection.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Master Chief Collection is a case of we got some awesome games. The online doesn't work, but we'll fix it eventually. See? We fixed it. All is fine now. It works. See? You're fine. No worries. But I'm just sitting here and I'm like, so you're coming out with something broken, but then you're just gonna patch your way to redemption. Is what you're going for.
I still don't know if it's fixed. I still haven't played it.
It works. It could work better, but it works.
Yeah, that month or two for when it was completely unplayable just totally killed it for me.
It works now. But
maybe I'll fire it up sometime soon. I know Bronson and I have been meaning to do that Halo stream for a long time now.
Yeah, totally. Well, aside from the news that happened at PAX East, oh, hey, yeah, there is news from PAX East. So, John, do you like Rock Band?
I love Rock Band, and the news that you were about to share has me very excited.
There is now going to be a Rock Band 4.
Woo! I can embrace my inner hair metal rock star again.
Oh,
Perm
man.
up my hair, put on some makeup. Yeah!
Man, Rock Band is like something that was like so PS3 360 gen days, back in the early days at least. It was huge. Freaking, let's go out there and spend hundreds of dollars on plastic instruments. Just so we can...
That's one thing I'm not very excited for.
They say that they're trying to get those old plastic instruments to work on the new systems via adapters and whatever to get them to work, so you don't have to go out and buy new instruments. But for someone like me who's never bought Rock Band and has none of the plastic instruments, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna be expensive, and to me, it's a question of, well, how often I'm gonna play Rock Band? How big of a fan of rock am I? And how many plastic instruments do I want? Maybe I'll get a bass guitar and a piano. That's it. I'm not really interested in drums. I'm not interested in vocals, and I highly doubt the rest of my household wants to hear my vocals. That would be hella embarrassing. But a bass guitar, a keyboard, like a piano keyboard, yeah, okay, I could do that. Rock Band 4 is happening, and it's sweet.
Be excited.
Yeah, I'm totally excited. It's like, dude, rock is a genre that just doesn't die. It's always kind of there.
I would not be surprised if a Guitar Hero announcement came out of nowhere.
The thing is that whenever I look at Guitar Hero and Rock Band, it's like two very different categories sometimes. Like, in the case of Guitar Hero, like, I don't know if you remember in the really early days of YouTube, like 07 or 08, Guitar Hero would like dominate the gaming section with its arcade score chasing, people playing music like Through the Fire and Flames. I forgot what it was called.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's Through the Fire and the Flames.
On 100%ing on expert. And people watched that stuff. That was Guitar Hero. It was like score chasing. Like, I kind of did it too when I played Guitar Hero. I was like, I would play the same song over and over and over and over again because I want to get it on a higher difficulty and then get a higher score and not mess up. That kind of stuff. Rock Band is more like party. Get the group together. I mean, it didn't really matter what score you got as long as you guys passed the song and, didn't like drop through the bottom. That's my experience with Rock Band. And they're kind of like two different things. One is like this like professional arcade score chasing thing, and the other one's like this group party thing. So yeah,
that makes sense. I always saw Guitar Hero as more of like a single player experience. Like, that's why when they came out with all of the band stuff for Guitar Hero, I was just like, I'm not going to play this game anymore.
Yeah, like I said, like when you play Guitar Hero on your own, you want to get a better score because you're playing by yourself. But then when it's with friends, all you guys is like, you just want to like appreciate good music, pretend you're in a band, and finish the song.
Yeah.
Because like it all of a sudden the goal becomes let's finish the song and enjoy good music instead of let's get the highest score possible. It's like, freaking, if we pass the song on 2.5 stars, who cares? Song's finished, it's freaking awesome. All right, time to pass the guitar around.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
and I mean, Rock Band is definitely more of a party experience, and that's why I'm excited for it. Like, when we went to Tori's party a while back, not the New Year's one, but the summer one, all I did was play Rock Band there. That's all I did.
It's like ultimate party games. Super Smash Brothers, Rock Band, Mario. It's like, it has that quality where it's like you can finish a song and pass the guitar and then come back a bit later.
Yeah, definitely.
So, cool.
Definitely looking forward to that.
Cool. Yep, I'm stoked.
Do they have a release window for that at all? Or
I don't know. Let me check. 1 second. They said late 2015. It could be this year. Oh man, the wallet's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Because you think about what is the stuff that I'm gonna buy in late 2015. Well, I'm gonna get Metal Gear. I may be massively suckered into an Xbox One bundle because I just know it. Forza 6 is going to happen. But here's the thing. I like Forza. As much as I complain about that game, as much as I like to complain about the direction they're doing with it, and how they should have focused more on simulation instead of like this whole glorified car fest, and I still like Forza a lot. I like it a lot. It does a lot of things better than Gran Turismo. So I still like Forza. I'm still plugging my 360 just so I could play Forza 4 for like half an hour. And all I would do is just like take a car, shove a supercharger on it, call it done, tune the gearbox, and call it done. And there you go. See, there you go. That's just 30 minutes in Forza 4. And Forza 60 is coming out this year. And I could just feel that they're just going to announce an Xbox One Forza 6 bundle for like $300 or something because they have to keep up with the PlayStation 4. And it's Microsoft, so they don't mind losing a little bit of money as long as they can keep up in sales. Because freaking last holiday season, wow, they worked really, really hard to not get knocked out of the game. Even if it meant selling Xbox Ones at $330 with a gift card. With Assassin's Creed paired into it. And hey, look at them now. They haven't been punched out of the ring yet. So yeah, they're probably going to come out with a Forza 6 bundle. And for Xbox One bundle for like $300, and I'll be like, God damn it, I have to buy one now. It's just gonna be my Forza box. I mean, I don't care much about Halo except Halo Reach. I don't really care about Killer Instinct because I'm not really a fighting game guy. Like, I look at my Xbox 360 games, they're all multi-plats except Gears of War, Halo Reach, and Forza. Everything else is multi-plat. Final Fantasy, Mass Effect, Driver San Francisco, Madden, Grand Theft Auto, those are all multi-plats. It's kind of weird. It's like, it's my Forza and Halo box, I guess. But more of a Forza box, really. It's probably why there's been far less need to buy one, because I'm just like, Forza 6, the only reason I would have an Xbox One is Forza. That's it.
Yeah,
and
for
if
sure.
And if I had an Xbox One, I would immediately think, the only reason I would want a PS4 is maybe Uncharted and Gran Turismo 7. Yeah. Actually, I would be missing out more if I didn't have a PlayStation, because Yakuza 5 is happening this year, and I'm stoked.
Yeah, you got Persona now too.
Persona, yes. Persona doesn't happen on Xbox. It happens on PlayStation.
Yeah, exactly. Persona, Uncharted.
Yeah, I would miss out more if I didn't have a PlayStation. Like, you look at my PlayStation games and it looks a lot more diverse. There's some Uncharted, there's a Yakuza, there's a Metal Gear 4, there's a Team Ico, and there's GT6. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you've got The Last Guardian too. I totally forgot about that.
Oh yeah, The Last Guardians. That's totally gonna happen soon. Damn.
Yeah, it should be coming out this year.
Should, in quotes. God damn, this is gonna be.
God.
Part of me feels like they could pull a Final Fantasy 15 here, because do you know the story of Final Fantasy 15?
I'm not sure that I do.
Okay,
I didn't know that there was a story to it.
The development story to it is pretty crazy. So before the PS3 even came out, Final Fantasy 13 was going to happen. But they also announced this thing that was called Final Fantasy 13 Versus. And everyone got stoked about it. And then Square Enix didn't talk about it for a while. And they still didn't talk about it for a while. They didn't talk about it for a while. Then Final Fantasy 13 came out. And there was like literally no news about Final Fantasy 13 Versus other than it might still be in development, worked on by a single programmer, just so they could say we're still working on it. There was no news the entire time, and then they made 13.2 and they made 13.3, but there was no 13 Versus until about 2 E3s ago. They finally came 2 or 3 E3s ago. They finally came out and said, "Okay, guys, we finally have footage of Final Fantasy 13 Versus. Here's a trailer, but it's not called 13 Versus anymore. It's now Final Fantasy 15. So it has to come out.
Okay.
Because you can't do 16, 17, 18 without getting 15 done. They have no excuse to just bullshit and just say, yeah, guys, we're still working on it. We'll give you an update when we can. And that's the story. Final Fantasy 13 Versus, a game that they announced before the PS3 even came out, is now Final Fantasy 15 for PS4 and Xbox One. I don't know if it's coming to PS3 or Xbox 360. So, there you go. And everyone's getting stoked for 15 like they did with 13 Versus. So, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard really good things from what people see and from what people have played, especially coming out of PAX East. I don't know if you've heard about all the good things that people are saying about Final Fantasy 15, but apparently it looks awesome, and apparently it is awesome. So
here's
I
the
guess
thing. Here's my opinion of the whole thing. They said good things about Final Fantasy 13. Final Fantasy 13 is very well liked in Japan. It got amazing review scores from the press in Japan. And then it came out in North America. And I didn't really... I hate the way the story was done. I didn't like the fact that I kept walking north. I didn't like the fact that I kept mashing A. And the only really big def to the gameplay was paradigm shifts in which they perform a dance every single time you perform a paradigm shift for the first time in that battle. So I couldn't figure out, like, I couldn't tell if there was any strategy to the gameplay. I couldn't figure out. I didn't know I had to walk north. It's a very pretty game, but I just kind of felt like I was just there to watch overly detailed cinematics happen in my eyes while going north. And oh goddamn, I hate the execution of the story. I understand the concept, but they made it really confusing. You have zero clue what's going on until you get past 6 hours in this 60-hour story. By the way, Chapter 11 is the long grind chapter where you have to go around and do stupid missions and whatnot before you go forward. That's like 15 hours of your life right there. It's a 55-hour story. I have no clue how I finished that game, because today I wouldn't have made it. I don't have time to sit down and play a 60-hour game that's pretty mediocre. Now, that being said, Final Fantasy 13 is okay. If you could just like clear up all my raging hate for it and, you know, maybe sit down and think clearly and think, okay, so here's what I like about it and here's what I don't like about it, I would probably say, I forgot what the score I gave. I don't know if I gave it an 8 or a 7.5. I think I gave it a 7.5. It's okay. Shallow, but it's okay. And that's probably one of my first gaming disappointments was with that. And I was playing on the 360, so everything looked like it was running through YouTube compression. But yeah,
yeah. But I didn't think it was that bad. I didn't like how linear most of the game was.
It's not a bad game. It was just only okay. That was what I felt about it. It's like, you got a franchise that has so much history, and this is what we got. Again, Japan loves it, so I'm like, no idea what's going on. But, see, so that's why that was just one of the many games that made me like, where it's like, yeah, they say it's awesome, they say the videos look awesome, and they say it plays awesome at PAX, but those are all just demos and videos. 13 looked awesome, and everyone bought it, and just a lot of people in North America just came across this point. Oh yeah, and don't get me started on Hope. The character Hope. I hate that guy with a passion. I mean, I can complain about all the characters on it. Lightning is all angst all the time. Snow's all lovey-dovey. Vanille's perky except for that one random meltdown that seemed really awkward. The only reason why you like Saz was because he wasn't as bad as everyone else and he had a chocobo. Okay. And Fang was really shallow. Am I forgetting anybody? I think that's it. And Hope. Hope's the worst of them all. Okay, I freaking hate the entire cast except for Fang. And it's like, ugh. I'm just gonna take a breather now. Okay. Man, if you want to stir up a lot of hate, you want me to hate on it? I love to hate on Final Fantasy 13, but I know it's an okay game. I didn't like. I wasn't fuming at it when I played. I just was only fuming whenever I had to watch a cutscene.
Which a pretty good portion of the game.
Which is a pretty good freaking portion of the game. I don't know. I don't know how I finished that 55 hour. I didn't know how I finished that game in 55 hours. I just didn't know how I did it. So yeah, Final Fantasy 15. It's gonna happen. Yeah, not much else to say about it. Who knows? Maybe it'll turn good. Maybe it'll actually be a good game. Because let's be honest here, Final Fantasy hasn't exactly been on a roll since 10, and that's like 13, 14 years ago. You had Final Fantasy 11. So you had 10, which was like the last one that Hirobu Sakaguchi and Nobuo Uematsu worked on. Then you had 11, which was an MMO. Okay. Couldn't beat Warcraft, obviously, but okay. Alright. You had 12, which no one really cares about. You had 13, which disappointed everybody. Then 13.2 and 13.3, alright. You had 14, which was complete garbage, and then they had to fix and say, we're sorry. And that's actually probably the second most successful MMO in the world right now that has a paid subscription. And then there's 15 now. So as far as single player Final Fantasy, there hasn't really been a good one since 10. Like one that people really, really liked. I mean, if you look through the Final Fantasy line, the Final Fantasies that no one ever talks about. 1 and 2, they don't talk about 5 because that was Japan only for a really, really long time. They don't talk about 9 or 11, 12, 14. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm really hoping Final Fantasy 15 gets the franchise back on its feet.
15 better do it because that franchise needs some serious help. Because, yeah, 14 is a surprising success, but it's an MMO, so it kind of makes it and 11 are kind of like the oddballs of the main series, of the main line, so, yeah. Okay. So that's Final Fantasy. I don't know how we got there, but we got there.
No, that's alright.
So hey, I think that's all the news I really have, really, that seems to matter so far.
Yeah,
Cool.
I mean, I can't really think of any, so.
Yeah, I mean, PAX East happened, and we're back to the slow grind again. And we don't have any questions on the last episode either.
Aw, come on, guys, ask us stuff.
Yeah, well, we could cover questions from other areas of the website. It's mostly PC stuff, though. Like, for example, that it's most freaking. We've been getting comments on our PC videos and reviews more than our console reviews. Yeah, it's kind of weird. So sorry, guys. We're gonna go back into raid mode a little bit. I'll try and keep it as layman language as possible. Okay. So first question: is it really cheaper to build your own PC? Yes. It's cheaper
Yes.
if you know what you're doing. Yes, because whenever you buy like one of those Alienware computers, what you're paying for is a warranty, which is a big deal. I mean, your parts have a warranty, but I imagine customer service is terrible. But you get a warranty, someone's gonna fix it for you, or they take care of it for you if anything breaks. Like, oh no, this power light doesn't work. Well, they'll fix even something as dumb as a power light. Apparently, I think. But if you know what you're doing. Is it cheaper to build your own PC? Yeah. You have to know what you're doing, though, if you're going to get the most out of it. And the $800 20-30% faster thing we already covered. Nick's video card review, which, wow. One person says, I want one. Yeah, I'm like, yeah. I remember I looked at John's video card, and I'm like, I want one of these too.
I love my video card.
It's so shiny. I love it. Like, I'm just like, crap. I gotta buy one now, don't I? Crazy says, wow, looking at those frame rates off one card is pretty impressive when looking at 1600p besides Assassin's Creed, but that's because it's poorly optimized on PC. Yeah, video cards, they freaking, I'm not joking, they can make a game look awesome. Really, really awesome. Creator says, loved the review, wasn't super nerdy, but still appealed to me as a PC gamer. Really like the fans and low temp on that card. You know, that's actually one of the things I kind of feel like we need more reviews of is a lot of video card reviews out there, they complicate it with loads of complicated talk. Like they talk about CUDA cores and they talk about memory bus and memory and this tech and that tech, and so someone like me, I could understand it, but to the average guy, you have no idea what it's about. Like if I told you, like, hey John, your video card has 256 CUDA cores, you would have no clue what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, what?
You just know you have a video card that costed $200. That's all you know.
Yeah.
But yeah. And Jace Boy says, Nick, you are really making me want to convert to the Master Race. Yeah, John has fallen for it.
Yeah, tell me about it.
My video card isn't good enough for me to fall for the Master Race yet, but you never know. With $200, ooh, you never know. Yeah, John has joined the Master Race now, and he's loving it.
And Nick was part of the fault. whether
Yeah,
he'll
Nick
admit it
recently
or
joined
not.
too. It cost him $2,500, but he did it. All right. So that's all the comments I could have. It's all PC related. Okay, so I might as well get to website announcements before we wrap this up. Okay, biggest announcement. We've got a new show. It's the pilot episode of the show, but it's a new show. It's called Playing God, The Art of Gaming. It's a new show from our staff members, Tori and Stephanie, where they talk you guys through on how to draw video game characters. So for this week, it is the Super Mario Galaxy version of Mario. And Tori is the one who's talking you guys through how to draw Mario. So check it out. Feel free to leave comments on what you think could be improved, what could be awesome, what could make it more awesome. Yeah, new art show.
Just overall thoughts.
Yeah, just overall thoughts. I think the art show is going to be pretty awesome. I'd like it. Cool. So, other announcements. This week's stream on Twitch, which would be tomorrow's stream, because this goes up on Fridays, unless something tragic happens. This Saturday stream at 6 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, because, Mother Nature had to kick the clock an hour forward and screw up our sleep schedules again. This Saturday, 6 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, we are filming 60-minute access and streaming Ori and the Blind Forest. It is an indie platformer on the Xbox One, I believe. So yeah, cool. Be sure to check that out.
It looks pretty, so it'll be interesting to see how.
It is quite pretty, actually. I did a Google search of images for it, and it's like, ooh, color. Very pretty. The clarity.
Yeah, so definitely join us for that. It'll be fun.
Mm-hmm. And we always close this off. Be sure to, if you like listening to this podcast, it is on iTunes. And if you like what we do, follow us on Twitch. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Is there any place I'm missing, John?
Sorry, what was that?
Oh, okay, I'll say it again. If you like what we do, follow us on Twitch. Like us on Facebook. So, follow us on Twitter. So that way when there's new stuff coming up, you can come to our website and check out all the cool things we do. Yeah,
we've been really active on social media lately. So
yeah, there's an episode of the Gamecast. John's review of the Awakened Fate Ultimatum is up. This week's 60-minute access is Team Fortress 2, where John burned up Bronson and is at risk of getting fired. Super Gospel Playtime happened. And, of course, the art show. Check this out. Alright, I think that wraps up everything. Anything you have on your mind, John?
No, nothing. Just make sure to like us, because we like you.
Yes, we definitely like you guys. Our listeners and viewers. Alright, guys, that concludes episode number 120 of Unscripted Access. We hope you liked it. We'll hear from you next week.
Have a good one, guys.